Hi, this is the Heart Pirates TCG here, and I am coming up with a interesting style little video concept, and I wanted to talk about a possibility where if we could do this with the One Piece card game, I feel like it would be overall better, but I just wanted to get y'all's thoughts on it to see if it was a good idea or not. So what I came up with today was, would One Piece be better if we just had like a 3 or 4 set almost like grouping where every single leader within those sets gets support in some way, right? So sorry, I had to take off the oh my goodness, where is it? There we go. I had to take off the RuneScape from the screen. But for example, so obviously this is like in part due to power creep, but we've seen a couple cards in set 5 and set 6 that have been released so far that are just overall just like almost like better versions of these characters, right, or these leaders right here. And what I wanted to talk about was, instead of releasing a new set of leaders every single set, how about we just have, for let's say in the very first set, right, there's like all the leaders, right, there's like alternate arts of all the leaders, and all the leaders come in that. And then the following 2 or 3 sets after that, it's just support for all of those either colors or leaders. And I thought they were going to do this in set, and I'm a little sick, by the way, guys, so my voice is a little weird, but I thought they were going to do this back in set 1, before I really kind of like looked into the future sets. So in set 1, I thought, okay, next set, Doflamingo is going to get some support, which, I mean, he got the 4/6 vanilla, but I wouldn't really consider that support, you know. And then Zoro is going to get some support, which Zoro very much did. So I thought we were on that trend, you know, and then I was wrong, right? Like, they basically have just kept releasing new leaders over and over again, and they don't have a lot of support. Like, they don't have the card pool to make them relevant, and they basically add like 1 card that could maybe be used by like 3 leaders from the past, and I don't think that's good enough, you know. Like, we're gonna have like an oversaturation of leaders and not enough card pool to like make each of them truly unique, you know. So for example, Crocodile is getting kind of power crept out by the new blue purple Reiju, the Germa 6 one. I think it is. It's the whenever you Dawn minus, or I'm sorry, whenever you activate an event, I think you draw a card on your turn, or no, I'm sorry, when you Dawn minus, you draw a card on your turn. I think that's what it is, right? But instead of that, how about we just have, you know, like, for example, if I had it my way, set 5 would be Baroque work support. It would be vanilla support, right? Like, so like Sanji, like maybe a green Sanji event, or something like that. So like, you know, you can work it into a vanilla kind of deck, like a beatdown deck, almost like an Uta style deck. And then Smoker just got completely outclassed by Sakazuki, right? In set 5. So instead of that, how about we just have like Navy support that like works with like Smoker, I guess. I mean, I guess we kind of have that for Smoker, because any black card is like good for Smoker, but there's no reason to play Smoker over Sakazuki. Does that make sense? So it's not going to be too long of a video, guys, but what do you guys think of that? You know, like, instead of just like having, like, for example, in set 5 we have all of these new leaders out. We have like Sabo and Bello Betty and Rosinante. Like, instead of that, like, why don't we just have like 1 or 2 sets like dedicated to just like buffing all of the decks that have been underperforming, and like give them like some viability? Like, maybe like there's no way to balance every single card in the game, don't get me wrong, right? But you can definitely like release like cards that can like make Sanji more competitive than it already is, you know. Like, there are just like F tier decks where they don't do anything, and a lot of them are like people's like favorite, you know, either characters in the game. Like, people love Sanji, and no one wants to play him because he's bad. I know there's like Sanji Zoro coming out soon, but that's just like, why not? I understand the release for new leaders, but I feel like releasing new leaders every single time a set comes out could possibly be bad for the game, just because it just leaves the other ones by the wayside. And then, you know, when we're making these decks, we could, like, for example, in Halo, right? I'm a big Halo guy. Like, we built the sandbox to be very versatile, right? The weapon sandbox to be very versatile. And with that weapon sandbox and like the forge items, you can do like a bunch of different things. You can make a bunch of different custom games and all these game modes and things like that, because you gave us the tools to do so. You gave us like a guideline with the leaders, but we don't have the tools to like really make them unique, you know? So like, give us the tools, like give us like support for all of these, like these archetypes, like give us some Vivi support, give us some Sanji support, give us some Crocodile support, give us some Blurple Kaido support. I know Blurple Kaido already got it with Who's Who, so actually don't worry about that. But give us like Kinemon support, more Odin support, and that would be just so much better for the game, in my opinion, just because it gives you more options to deck build. And deck building is like one of the most fun parts of One Piece, because it allows you to like express like your creativity. It allows you to like almost unlock a different part of your brain, because it's like more fun, I guess, to like build a wacky deck that can win. Right now, we just don't have the card pool to like make a lot of these decks competitive, because they're either like a completely garbage card that like doesn't do anything. Like, for example, like who's gonna play what is this card? Bebin right here. What does this do? You may trash one Wano card, set one Wano country type character card with cost of 3 less is active. No one's gonna play that. No one's gonna play that. That's horrible, right? So at least just give us some support that like allows us to like build our decks in different ways, because right now we're just all using the same card pool, and like the leader is just like how you win games, as opposed to the leader is a part of why you win games, but it's actually like your choice of like synergy and combos and consistency and like with the cards in the deck. And I think that's just overall better than like, okay, this leader is just better, so I win, basically. Does that make sense? I'm hoping that makes sense. But guys, that's the only video that or that's the only thing I want to talk about in this video. If you have another idea, let me know. I mean, this is what I've been thinking about for a little while now. I've been talking about it with my Discord a little bit too. I just think this is a lot better of a route to go. And it's actually it actually avoids power creep, right? So like, we don't have to have rotations. I know a lot of you did not want rotations because the limited card pool, which you guys all have a point on that. But this would help with not having a ban list. This would help with not having rotations. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds, and we would get support. And I'm not saying new leaders should never come out in the future, but like every I don't know, like 3 sets, maybe a leader comes out, you know, like a couple leaders come out, not 6 leaders every set. You know, I feel like that's just like way too much. And it's just kind of, I don't know, it's like kind of taking away from like previous leaders, because every set that comes out, we just keep getting support for the new leaders and not like the color pool in general. Like, we might get like one card, like for example, like Blue got Red Rock and then, or 3000 Worlds and then Red Rock. It's just, I feel like it's just better to like have 1 or 2 sets to like buff all of these other decks, so like our Magellan players can have some happiness, our Kinemon players can have some happiness, our freaking red green Luffy people can have some happiness, you know. That's just something that we should do, you know. I feel like that's just so much better. But let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Peace.